One of the things you always hear me preach is proximity is power. Who you're around and who you become. I believe in that to the core of my being. Like who I'm around every day, who I'm talking on the phone with, my conversations that I'm having, that's creating the level of life that I'm living. I think we really got to open up, and this is not an excuse, the narrative in the room. I mean, if you take, like, I'm 46 years old, 47, just hit 47 yesterday, by the way. And my oldest brother, I want to say he's probably like in the 60 numbers, like 61, 62 is what he's hitting. And that era was just harassed and hounded by the police for drugs. So all of these kids' parents and fathers were thrown in jail for having like an ounce of weed that they were smoking on them, or just constantly harassed every single day. Complete vacuum in the community. And then these kids are forced to be raised without that. The cops are harassing them daily. Like one of the pictures that I envision in my brain of a black community is there's a brick wall, and it blocks everybody into the community, and behind the brick wall is prosperity, it's the American way, and then there's cops standing there guarding that wall, not allowing these kids to cross the wall. So in almost fairness is the way these kids are answering, they're answering in a way that they do see success. Like, as a black person, like, I travel this country like crazy. Like, I'm even my own pilot, Like, hell, I hopped in the plane Thursday and flew down to an event. And I got there to the event, and it was almost like I was a ghost. Like, people were looking at me like, why? How did this black guy just hop out of his airplane and pull up to this event and look at everybody? And even I remember a little white kid looked at his dad and said, Dad, who's that guy? And the guy like, oh, he's a pilot. So that was kind of flossy for me, but there was no black people there. So where are these young black kids going to get this drive to say, hey, I want to own an outdoor living design firm because Duane's living a hell of a life with that company. They're not going that way. They want to be a Jay-Z. They want to be a 50. Like, even the Breakfast Club and all of them, they're big names because they're freaking entertainment. We don't have nothing for business ourselves. And let me take that back a little bit. I'm watching some cats pop up on Instagram. I'm watching the Earn Your Leisure guy. There's another brother that I follow. He's actually a pilot too. And if anybody has any contact with him, I've been trying to contact him for months, and he just doesn't know me, so he doesn't know to respond. But they're popping up slowly here and there. I think social media is what actually is helping open our narrative. But that's why those kids are like that.
Right. And see, when you say the why, though, quite often the narrative is we'll just stop at all our kids just want to be that. Like, that's the narrative that we'll stop at within the dialogue, as if there's something wrong with us, versus the reality is, as you said, the proximity is such that it makes sense that that's, in a sense, what they want to be. I'm not giving them an excuse. I want people kind of, and I think Dr. Pittman can help me with this, understand how us just thinking that there's a problem that they think that way without realizing why they think that way. The narrative of us even thinking that something's wrong with us or them, we perpetuate the narrative. And I'm saying unfairly, Dr. Pittman, am I hitting or missing the boat with that? And then we're going to share Duane's rant after you respond.
No, I think you're hitting it dead on. Like Duane says, proximity is power. So if this is what I know, you don't know what you don't know. And so they're living from a perspective of, this is my exposure, this is what I know, this is how I see success.